Brewers drink beer for breakfast.
KPAM News Time, 7:40. It's First Edition. Tim and Terry, time for the First Edition Beer Geek, as we do every Thursday morning at 7:40. And welcome to the KPAM studios, a fellow Michigander and a brewer, Michael Kora from Montavilla Brew Works in Southeast Portland. Welcome to KPAM, my friend.
Yes, thanks for having me here, Tim.
So you've been open now for how long?
9 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you came from the great city of Detroit, Michigan, all the way to Beervana to open a brewery.
In an auto garage. Yes.
How's that been going for you?
It's been going great. We got the building about 2 years ago, and we spent about a year and a half remodeling it, turning it into a beautiful 10-barrel steam-fired brewery with a tap room and a pretty big patio outside as well.
What were the challenges of taking an auto shop and turning it into a brewery?
Just staying graceful about all the changes that had to happen during a remodel was the big thing. Just staying patient with all the progress that had to happen, which there were many, you know. We live in a seismically active area, so there was seismic retrofits and a lot of underground plumbing that had to happen. But when you're building a brewery, those things just kind of happen.
Now they always say it takes longer than you expect it will to get everything built out. Is that true?
It did, but I think it was worth the extra time because the place just looks gorgeous, and it's really good for the neighborhood. Everybody's been supportive since day one around the neighborhood, so it's been worth it for sure.
And you live in the neighborhood too, right?
I do, yeah. My wife and I moved from Dearborn, Michigan about 10 years ago, and we moved right into Montavilla.
How'd you get it in your head that you wanted to move to Portland from Michigan?
My wife had some family here, and I wanted to get into more of the brewing business. So when I got here, I started working at a winery briefly, and then for Bridgeport for a time, and then was brewing at the Green Dragon on their little nano system for a while, and honed my skills and kept home brewing and put a business plan together, and here we are.
And here you are. Well, congratulations. Good on you for getting this far. Did you have the idea of a brewery in the back of your mind while you were still living in Detroit?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, definitely a dream, but the way it happened and the timing and everything, I wouldn't have imagined that it would have happened the way it did. But just super grateful every day for it, and it's a fun, challenging experience.
And you've been doing a lot of this yourself too, which I really admire.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. It's something we have to do for now. I think it's really important to be there all the time. My wife Melissa helps me out a ton. Buddies Alex, Warren, and Nick help me out a bunch as well, and just help volunteer around the place. And so the people are very important.
When do you sleep? Or do you?
I got about 4 hours last night. That's the truth. So, but just excited to be here and drink beer with you this morning. So.
All right. Well, let's get to that. We're talking to Michael Kora with Montavilla Brew Works here in Portland. And what have you brought us today?
So this is the newest offering that we have. This is a Session IPA that we brewed last month in collaboration with East Glisan Pizza. Right. They're on Glisan on 80th, I believe. And we wanted to do something for Pizza Week, which is happening right now through Sunday. And so we wanted to brew a nice light beer that would pair well with pizza. And this is the Fat Tribble.
Okay, okay. Please tell the story of the Fat Tribble.
Right.
Cheers.
Cheers. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
That's delicious at 7:44 in the morning, I'll tell you.
Right? So Todd over at East Glisan and I are both original series Star Trek fans, and the trouble with Tribbles was the inspiration for it. So in that episode, there's a grain that's focused on, and it's triticale, and it's actually a real grain. It's a hybrid between wheat and rye. So you get creaminess from the wheat and spiciness from the rye. So we added about 50 pounds to a 10-barrel batch. It gives it this nice, cool, slightly spicy flavor.
I love the spiciness.
Yeah, and then we used Horizon hops, which are really earthy and spicy, and then we dry hopped with more Horizon, Cascade, and then Crystal, all from Indie Hop.
Very cool. So, and this is available not only at Montavilla Brew Works, but at the pizza place as well.
Yeah, East Glisan will be carrying it, until it lasts. We made a whole 10 barrels of it, so there's plenty to go around for a while, but it's 4.5% alcohol, about 60 IBUs for the beer nerds, and just super drinkable. It's awesome. It's a beautiful beer.
Talk a little bit about your house beer lineup at Montavilla Brew Works.
Sure. Stick and Frame, Blonde Ale, Red Crush, Red Ale, Little Righteous ISA, Flam Tap IPA. We make a barley wine that's usually on DeGeorgia Enforcer, Imperial Stout, Baseline Brown, Kora Brow Lager. So we do. We've got about 13 of our own beers on tap right now,
Fantastic.
which I'm super proud of for only being about 9 months in. We've been hustling and
some work.
Yeah, but it's been people know the difference between good and bad beer, and you need to have a good variety in a neighborhood that's as big and diverse as ours.
Explain to me why you think that so many people from Michigan have landed in Portland to make beer. You, me, Tomas at Culmination, Sean at Ruse Brewing. I mean, what is this Michigan connection to Beervana?
We're all smart. We know where the best ingredients in the world are. I don't know. I think it's just we end up visiting here and just meet the people in the community, and that really draws us in, I think, is the people. But the ingredients and the accessibility to really good hops and just the yeast connection here with Y Yeast and with Imperial is incredible, and everybody's supportive of everybody, and not every beer community is like that. And Portland is really stands out as a very super. Just a super community of people that stick together.
Yeah, the collaboration is absolutely incredible for any industry that I've ever been exposed to or worked with. Do you get a chance to get back to Michigan and feel the craft beer scene there? Because it's pretty incredible. People don't think of Michigan as a craft beer state, but it is.
It's been growing quite a bit, and I've buddies have given me reports of what's been going on. But
you've been a little busy.
Yeah, I do need to get back, and I plan to get back hopefully later this year and visit my mom and family and kind of take a look around and see what's going on with the beer scene. Hi, Mom, by the way.
I wonder if it's only going to continue to explode because a lot's been made here recently of Detroit's attempts at coming back, and it's become this sort of artisan community where you're seeing more people making stuff, and I wonder if that's going to put Detroit of all places on the map as what used to be Motor City as a beer city.
Yeah, I hope that's part of it. I could definitely see a future of that happening for sure because it's manufacturing's not going to come back too quickly there in my view. So
got to do something with the Packard plant, turn it into a giant brewery.
Yeah. That's an idea. That would be awesome.
So what's next for you guys? I mean, obviously you got to be stoked by the summer weather because you've got a fantastic place to sit outside, and I'm sure when it's on a sunny day like this, it's packed.
It's hard to find a spot out there, and people really enjoy that in Portland. They love coming out and getting the sun on their skin, getting the vitamins back. So we're really excited for that. Our 1-year anniversary is going to be coming up on July 17th. So stay tuned to our Facebook page and all that stuff where we'll blast out about that. Yeah. So we're going to have events and probably, maybe some music down the road and things like that. So
what surprised you the most throughout this whole process? To put you on the spot.
I think how well it's been going, how well it's succeeded my expectations, and how supportive the neighborhood community has been, because we think of ourselves first as community builders, and it's very important to us that everybody is on the same page about what we're trying to do. Mm-hmm. And so I think a lot of people get it, and they come in and they're like, oh yeah, this is a great place. I can just come in here and chill out. There's no TVs here. Mm-hmm. There's no distractions. Yeah. It's just good company, conversation, and really good beer.
I love places like that because you just watch and see the conversations happen between complete strangers who are sitting at the bar, and it's just fascinating to watch.
Every day, it's amazing watching people just who have never met, and they just start into a conversation it's like, oh, we're just catching up after 10 years of not talking to one another. It's pretty amazing.
All right, so tell folks where to find you.
Sure, we're at the corner of Southeast 78th and Stark. Right on the main strip there. We're right next to Mr. Plywood, right across the street from Flying Pie Pizza as well. The two big cornerstones in mm-hmm. Portland, and we're sandwiched right in between those two guys. And they've been great to us, as has the rest of the street.
In Montavilla, which is an up-and-coming neighborhood itself.
Yeah, it's going great. Things are cleaning up. People are, just taking charge of the neighborhood, and they're really happy with what we're doing.
Very cool. So grateful that you could make it in this morning. The beer's delicious. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Michael Kora with Montavilla Brew Works here on the first edition Beer Geek, Facebook.com/Montavilla Brew Works and MontavillaBrew.com.